Before attempting the strategies shown in this video, you should complete Pro Mode with at least an A rank. New Game Plus will work for that. I also recommend completing all of the merchant requests so that you can have the elite knife. Not a necessity, but will be very beneficial. Hello everyone, and welcome to my professional S Plus playthrough or run for Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. This is a easy way about getting it using the Chicago Sweeper, which is why I recommend completing the game or the professional difficulty with at least an A rank, which can be achieved fairly easily if you've already played on lesser difficulties and use a New Game Plus, essentially. But the main benefit of having the Chicago Sweeper won't be useful until about Chapter 5, so until then we're going to have to play it pretty vanilla. So, focusing purely on headshots here, trying to not miss any. Headshots give a good chance of stun, and it seems to deal the most damage. I'm also choosing to stick to the handgun here. As this is a bit easier boss fight. If you're going for speed, you'd probably use the TMP more and the flash, but since I'm more focused on rank and less of a speed run, oh, got swiped there. I do use a grenade here, it seems, and then finish him off with the TMP. My aim is atrocious. I should go ahead and note that this was my first playthrough on professional ever, so there's gonna be quite a bit of mistakes that I make in the video, so I'll point them out of what not to do when we get to it. I'm also using the chicken head hat, which I believe you get for beating the game on standard. It reduces the amount of damage that you take from hits from enemies. So that's very helpful. One of the rare opportunities we'll have to take time to loot. Getting treasures at the start of the game is highly recommended. As I said, we'll have to be playing vanilla for the first 5 chapters, which is more than half the game. So getting as much money as we can without wasting time is crucial. There's actually a way you can go through this entire section just by stealth without even alerting the catapults. Having the elite knife definitely helps with that. Here I choose to go straight for this guy. Okay, so I'm popping the cannon out. And I'm gonna pop the cannon out whenever I can get that shot. We can actually use the cannon to take out a lot of the enemies here. It seems like the enemies are infinitely respawning. Seems like the enemies are infinite spawning. I've never seen this area fully clear, although usually it's like 1 or 2 stragglers that aren't really a threat. You can easily run around them. And you can definitely clear out the front of the enemies here. Pop those catapults out too. The catapults seem a lot more dangerous on professional. Picking up the loot there, and I heard some more enemies coming, so I run back to the cannon. ran off somewhere. There they are. That one was a little too close for comfort. I definitely am gonna not do this the next time I play professional. There's a much more convenient line. It gets you less treasures, but it is much faster. There's almost always an axe lady there, so watch out for that. Got really lucky with that dodge there. I actually feel like I should have got hit. Gotta make sure I do get down here to grab the sniper. It can kind of be player's choice. If you want to rely more on the sniper or the TMP. Personally, I think that the sniper does a little bit more damage, especially on the heavier enemies, like El Gigante. So I prioritize upgrading the TMP's power, or the sniper rifle's power. My apologies. I don't even get the shotgun in this run, I don't think. I find the shotgun to not be that useful. TMP works good for stunning enemies so you can run around them. Just give them a little short burst. That was interesting. That was the first time ever in this game that ever happened to me, where I got hit by an arrow on the cannon. So that can happen. I learned that in this run. Wait for that last little blast there to make sure it isn't going to hit me. Pick up the loot, and that's chapter 1. And just a reminder, to get S+, we have to finish in 2 hours and 30, or under 2 hours and 30, with 10 or less saves. So you can't save at every typewriter that comes up, unfortunately. I have found there are areas that are definitely more difficult than others, and those are where I choose to make my saves. And sometimes I'll let the cutscenes run a little bit because I'm trying to get thumbnails. The first save will be... actually, I'm going to get the elite knife here. The first save will be when we're about to do the second boss fight in the village. About midway through chapter 2. Or right before the end of it, actually. So stealth these guys up on these platforms as we grapple to them. Get the loot there if you so desire. Oh, I messed up here. I messed up the knife, so I'm freaking out a little bit. Make sure I pop that guy. Got lucky that he got stunned. I kind of goof a little bit here. Don't drop down. Just grab the treasure on the left. Don't come down here. I think I was confused as to where the treasure was, so I ended up wasting my time with this guy, and I'm giving the enemies at the door more time to amass, which will make it more difficult to run right through them. So when you drop down from that higher platform, the ammo here is not worth it. Just go straight for that treasure chest on the left that we're going to now, and then drop right down and go through the doors. Oh, there's an herb here. That's what I wanted. Again, I don't really think it's worth it. It'll be much safer run if you just go straight for the door. See, they're already right there, so I had to use a flash. couldn't run through them. It was a little too risky. And I wasted another flash here. Yeah, that's why listen to what I say and try not to rely too much on what I'm actually doing here. So a little bit different strategy here. Gonna run down and go through. I'm gonna knife this guy, or no, I'm just gonna run around the table before he spots me. Took too long. You should. I would actually recommend just knifing him. I got the green herb, but I had to use it almost immediately, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looks like the grab got me out of the shovel hit. It seems like they go to the door a bit faster. It felt like it was a little too fast there, even compared to usual. This pig here can be beneficial. He can actually knock the enemies out when he's frightened. I'm trying to get the treasure here without any of that happening. Lucky parry. I have to waste a grenade because I wasted an extra flash earlier. The grenade didn't really do much, but I kind of hugged the right side there and got lucky. Now I didn't get lucky here because the pig was blocking my path. I was screaming at the screen at that point. Try to stun the archer before that happens. And then I was just trying to melee them, but I couldn't get the prompt to come up. Guess the bridge had me too low. Oh, there's a typewriter there. I didn't even notice that before. Yeah, knife these guys. Alright, so I'm gonna take too long trying to find the medallions here. Just something I don't think I showed in the hardcore run, the medallions in this section. I think I completely forgot about it. There's 4 medallions, so I can get a spinnels. We need 25 spinnels. It's even possible that you might get it before me because I messed up at a certain point, but well, even if I hadn't messed up, I still would have been getting it at the same point. We need 25 spinnels that will give us a ticket that we can put onto the Chicago Sweeper that will give it infinite ammo. Infinite shoot, really. We don't even have to reload it. Because when you use the cat ears, which will be the reward at the end of this video, you still have to reload the weapons even though they have infinite ammo. But the Chicago Sweeper just does not stop. Now, it's not a very accurate gun. It's kind of powerful. You can upgrade the power on it, of course, but it's very expensive. I don't even think I get enough to upgrade it really much in this run. So it's not the best weapon, but it will help you have the advantage of getting the S+. So, I'm gonna get more loot here before moving on. Get the ruby on this bird nest. Now, there's actually, I don't think I get it in this run. The villager coming up there on the left, the one on the front, has glasses that if you kill him, oh I do get it. Yeah, kill this guy, And he drops glasses that you can sell to the merchant. Be careful though, because these other guys are going to get triggered. All the other ones are fine, but these two are going to be chasing you. So, and this is where we're going to make our first save. So, go ahead and sell whatever treasures we have. Not too much right now. I'm going to sell the knives, since we have the elite knife and they are not very useful to us right now. Gonna sell one of those full herb mixes. First aid spray, or no, I guess I'm not. Sell your tactical knife, you don't need it. And then upgrade the sniper as much as you can. I hold off on getting the case upgrade, because I don't really need it right now. There's a first aid here. Almost missed that treasure up there. I got really lucky that there was a spindle there, so I'm gonna try extra hard not to flub up this attempt. So pelt them with the submachine gun. If you're playing on PC, you can actually use the sniper much easier. There's a way you can pause the game and move the cursor to your target. But these are console strats, so same idea though. You want to use the sniper and try to get headshots as best you can. Sniper's our strongest weapon. Asshole dodged right away from it. Oh, I'm doing awful here. Don't worry, I'm gonna pick it back up. Gonna take one little herb. Hit him in the head a couple times. I was recording this run at about 2, 3 in the morning and ended up finishing at 6 in the morning. And I found that this was one of the most difficult parts for professional, because I kept trying to do a TMP strats and it just was not working. I found the sniper worked on my second attempt, so for me, sniper's the way to go. Because it's one thing to beat the boss, but it's also another to take as minimal damage as possible without wasting all of your healing items, because they're ultimately money. So just keep running around the map. Try not to let any of them get too close. Just keep trying to get those headshots. It is a pain in the ass, especially on twin sticks. Not sure if that shot actually goes through the guy to the real one or not. Parried that, pretty lucky. Going into the last stage now. Downside of playing on consoles, I can't use the little life meter that shows you how much HP the enemies have. Gonna throw a grenade here while they're all huddled. When he's staggered like that, you want to get those melee hits, and they do quite a bit of damage. Super lucky weave out of there. Unlucky that I had to use a first aid there. That's why we make the save right before this fight, so we can reload if it gets too hairy. So gonna take the time here to go ahead and loot what I can. Sometimes I forget there's a grenade in there. Checking my time. If you see me randomly pause like that, that's just me checking the time. Make sure to grab the treasure in here as well. So just going through here, a pretty linear path, we'll finish off the chapter. Again, we're not going to make a save yet here at the end of the chapter. We're going to go a little bit further before making our next save. The next section isn't too bad. Not quite sure why I had that pause for so long. I'll forget that grenade in the back there. Sometimes I do forget it. Chicken egg in here as well. That one's just better for healing instead of selling, really. It's incredible how I've gotten 3 rupees. So after we use the key here, once we get upstairs, we're going into a chase sequence, Mr. X style. That guy's gonna bust through there, run around him, watch out for that guy, and watch out for that one. That dodge, well, okay, well that was just rude. Throw the axe like that. Yeah. Stun this one. Pop through there. There are some inconsistencies with this part down here, down these stairs. I find that just hugging the... going the left path and then hugging that right crate gives me the best odds of not getting hit, but I have the submachine gun in case I need to hit an enemy to stun them anyway. But we're safe. So I'm gonna grab the treasure back here, and then we're gonna make our save. So this section might be a little intimidating. If you've seen my hardcore S Plus playthrough, I have a strategy for this section that requires, or that prevents you from having to fight the bosses, and it works on this difficulty as well. Checking to see if I have enough to tune up anything, but I gotta sell my items first. We sell all these, get a little bit of change. Get the upgrade for the inventory here, because we're gonna get the bow, so we need more space. So it's being stealthy here to knife these enemies. Take this one out. That's crouching. Stay crouched so the other one doesn't see you. Watch out for that wire. You could actually run to the one that's wearing Leon's jacket, since the other guy's gonna be triggered regardless. And you could actually get the knife kill without alerting him too early. But I didn't learn that till after this run, unfortunately. So don't forget to pop this guy. Does have a throwing axe. Really couldn't get that knife to trigger. I'll make sure you grab the bow and the bolts. And I like to go ahead and make sure that the door is unlocked. So it saves a little bit of time when we come back through here later. Am I gonna go to the merchant to upgrade my bow gun? I think I am. And that jacket to get more spinels. Okay, we're gonna upgrade the power on the bow once I decide to do it. So the strategy is essentially the same as the previous run that I posted. Just a little bit more precision needed as it's a higher difficulty. Pop this guy at the top of the stairs. Watch out for that axe. Just a reminder, your parries have to be a little bit more careful timing on this difficulty. So this guy's just not... He's just being a pain in my ass, so I used a TMP to get through here. Watch out for her. She was kind enough to wait for us. So just like before, use the bow gun and blast the chainsaw lady. It's gonna take a little bit longer to turn this than on this difficulty. So get ready to run as soon as it's done. A second later, we would have had our head chopped off. Again, I think I'm letting cutscenes play here a little bit longer for thumbnails. Turn off the map. What am I doing? Did I not realize the cutscene's over? And now I'm checking the time because I don't know if if it took too long. Yeah, I definitely gotta update this run. I'm working on a, not necessarily a run, but a different type of project for the combining both separate ways and the main story together. Probably be one big super video. So grab that treasure back that was on the other side of the house and then head out to the front here. We're going to have to kill a couple enemies because if we don't, they will be a major thorn in our side. Make sure everything's loaded too before triggering the enemies. TMP is pretty good for killing the Plaga. My aim is awful. It's easy in the heat of the moment of the game to blame the game for bad aim, but then watching the footage you realize, oh, I'm doo-doo. But if I'm doo-doo and can still get S+, hey. So don't, if anyone's stressed over it, just look at this and see that it's proof that anybody can do it. So, not really much to get here. Unfortunately, I don't have enough for the rocket launcher, of course. I didn't expect to have enough for it by this point. So, well, really unfortunate that we can't really upgrade our weapons too much more. So we're kind of just gonna have to go to El Gigante with what we got. Although, I should have checked to see recipes if I could have bought the blast arrow recipe. If you can, I recommend getting it. That guy threw an axe, and I parried it in the dark. That was actually pretty cool. I think I just have the instinct to press the fucking press the knife button whenever I hear an enemy. I've developed a new stance for holding the controller so that I can shoot and get the knife button out fast. It's not as intense as my controller stance for playing Devil May Cry, but it helps get me through. So watch out, there's gonna be a guy throwing boom booms here. Shoot the treasure off that windmill and pick it up. Make sure it doesn't fall in the water. There's another treasure, but I don't think it's safe enough for us to get it. Am I gonna go for it? Oh, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm playing risky now. Treasure right there. Pick it up. These enemies will follow you to the typewriter, so be fast. So once you make a save, the enemies will still be coming after you. So it's actually safer to just reload it, and they'll no longer be chasing you. I accidentally opened photo mode trying to skip that. So I aim for the face with the TMP, trying to get the parasite to come out. I thought that he was going into the animation of where it was coming, the parasite was going to be coming out, but instead he was just shoulder charging the building. So I like to go between these two buildings, try to keep them standing as long as you can. Shot an axe, purely unintentional there. Again, if you're playing on PC, you can do that strat where you pause and move the cursor to fix your aim in the pause screen to hit the plaga with the sniper best you can. If you've got a fully upgraded TMP, you'd be trying to use the TMP. Again, I find the sniper is more powerful. It's harder to hit, but when it hits, it matters. That was just unfortunate. On professional, there are way more enemies on the ground, so be aware of that. I didn't really find them to be much of a problem, though. It's not really too much more difficult, I think, for the other difficulties. The main problem is endurance, because it just takes so much ammo to take this guy out. If I can't go for the plaga or the parasite, then I aim for the face, and I really got unlucky there. They both hit me. Jackasses. It goes down. Get that melee attack. Get that attack on Titan shit going on right there. Let's just keep up the same thing. When you run out of sniper ammo, I like to use the bow gun. Going to go to the smaller building here just so I can try and preserve the taller one. I don't actually know how much damage it does just to hit his body. Of course, you want to aim for the parasite, that's the weak spot. But it still seems effective to hit his body regardless. Didn't realize that was empty there. And I lost the building. I think instead of the bow gun, I actually use a grenade here to finish this one. Kind of out of desperation, because I missed too many shots with the sniper rifle, and that happens. I do use the bow gun. I gotta use it so that I can get the next melee attack. Perhaps. There's a lot of herbs on the ground to pick up here, which is nice. Yeah, it's really taking everything I got just to get this fight done and over with. So I got pretty lucky with that grenade kill there. I've probably taken a moment to breathe and revel in that. We don't make a save yet though. Keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit into the next chapter until we make a save. So be extra careful or else you'll have to do that fight all over again. So if I recall correctly, I learned from my mistakes of my last run for this particular section. Make sure I have a flash equipped. Yep. So this is the run where I figured out you can just skip the fight in this section by using a flash grenade. So throw a flash here when the enemies pop up. Just go straight down to the fire section. That's it. They won't follow you or nothing. That's all of it. You could probably even find a way to weave around them without using a flash, but this was a little less dangerous. Don't forget there's a treasure up here. Keep looking out for the grapple. It's towards the top. I feel like I've played I feel like I've dumped so many hours into so little actual playthroughs with this DLC. So, coming up to the next save, so a little bit of progress. Gotta knife these two enemies here. You can run around them, but It's a little dangerous. Better just go ahead and take them out while you can. After they're down, we're gonna go back here to the merchant area. Not gonna save, but we're gonna go to the merchant area. .40, that's funny. Put those stones in there and we can sell that as well. Still not a lot of money. Thinking about what to tune up here. TMP is actually not a bad idea. With the section we're about to come across, it's not a bad idea at all to have the TMP upgraded. Case, though, I don't think it needs to be upgraded yet. Make sure everything's loaded before going into a new section. It's a good habit to have. I went back here because I forgot to get the recipe for flash grenades. You really want to have that. The solution for this puzzle never changes. It's always the same. For sure, by a couple playthroughs, you'll have it down. Looks like I was second guessing myself there as I say that. I always forget that case. So don't make the save just yet. Unless you're not comfortable with this part. Although I've never once died here, and I don't actually think you can. Because that drill is so damn slow. I might actually just sit here during a playthrough and just see what the animation looks like, since I think it's actually impossible to die here. Now we can make a save. Because these knights are assholes. Inventory is full for once. Gotta make a flash. We got 3 flash grenades. That's ideal. It's the ideal amount that you would want. Gonna get quite a bit of spindles from this section too, which is always welcome. Using the sniper to pop that plaga. Use the TMP. Save the flashes for the actual room where we had to fight a whole bunch of them. I should have meleeed there to get myself out of that. Maybe I was having difficulty getting the prompt to work. Choosing to use the sniper here because my TMP is out of ammo. And I'm scared to risk loading it up. TMP takes him out pretty fast with the whatever level we're on, level 4 I think. 4 or 5. So yeah, this section is it's a pain. It is a pain. This section and then the following courtyard is just one annoyance after another. So these two are gonna pop out first from the top. Why is my aim so high? Try not those helmets off. Don't just shoot like that all across the room like my dumbass. Flash to take him out. Another one's gonna wake up. Actually use the environment to your advantage there. Like that guy got caught up on the seats. Now people are gonna be shooting arrows at you. Be aware of that. That's probably why I'm whiffing so much, because I'm scared of those bows. But there's a lot of ammo here. If you're a better shot than me, this will go a lot smoother. There's a reason I play shooters on PC. I am awful with sticks. Usually not too bad on Resident Evil, but the new re-engines are interesting. Resident Evil 2 remake was pretty good shooting even for the twin stick. I mean, Resident Evil OG, if you play it on anything that's higher than 30 FPS, your aim is going to be awful because it jitters so much, deliberately making it tricky to get your shots in. Unless you're playing on PC when you have the mouse to help aim. I kind of prefer playing it on the Wii though, because the motion controls are really good. Granted, that's still 30 FPS too. But, I'm excited for this to come out in VR. I'm just unfortunate that I have an Oculus and not a PlayStation VR, so I won't be able to play it. But the Resident Evil OG, or Resident Evil 4 OG on VR was phenomenal. Made me feel like a real badass. I almost don't know if I can go back to the OG now because of how powerful I feel. My aim is 1,000 times better with the VR controls. I'm still trying to figure out a way to record that. I feel like that'd be fun. But, because I still gotta do professional on that. But Oculus is weird with recordings. You could just smash the confirm button because I think it just goes to the one you need to put in front anyway. Instead of me going back and forth. Courtyard, courtyard, courtyard. There's some medallions here, and I think I miss one, which messes me up a little bit. Although I was confident I had hit all of them. Go ahead and sell what we have. I don't think we tune up anything though. Saving up for that 25 right there. Don't make a save. This section sucks, but the courtyard is still a pretty roomy area. So it's not difficult It's not overly difficult to run around enemies. There's a fish here if you want to either sell it or use it for a healing item. There's a treasure behind the fountain, or the back of the fountain. And do I get the other treasure? I think I do. Yeah, I do. There's a treasure back this way. Thinking about it. Or I'm just mentally preparing myself for this section. Good to have a good amount of the ammo for your strongest weapon here for this particular enemy type. It looks like I decided to sell that fish. I think. Or I've upgraded my TMP here. Okay, so I fully upgraded my TMP. Not entirely sure why I did that. I don't think I'm going to use it too much. Oh, and a resource to make a flash? Or rifle ammo, yeah, because I don't have any rifle ammo. I used all of it against the knights, and that is that's my power weapon right there. So yeah, it's really powerful, especially against living things. And there's a resource right there. Wow. Pretty sure that resource is always there too. So we're gonna try and hit as many as we can into this asshole. I really despise this enemy. Their route is pretty consistent though. They're gonna come back to right across from us, so I'm waiting for that to happen. I got some grenades and some boom booms. Anything that's really powerful, I just want to chuck at this guy. Keep in mind the enemies are going to be coming towards you, and he's going to turn them into freaking plagas as well. Fortunately, this guy ruined our chance of getting some early grenade throws in there. Now he's a plaga. That's a problem. Gotta throw my flash. Probably threw those too fast. So he's gonna be running around in front of the fountain, I believe. Or right at the fountain. Or I think it's like the little grate in front of the fountain there. Had to use a shoddy or a sniper ammo on that enemy. Oh, I couldn't aim over the side rail there. So that really messed with me. So I'm gonna go to this open area. And I can only get like 2 hits in before he runs off again. I know I'm sandwiched between these, so that is I just took a risk and I just ran for it. That was a real bad spot to be in. Of course, this guy had to be an asshole and grab me. Low on healing items. It's scary. I think at this point I'm just going to resort to using the TMP to blast this guy. Probably would not recommend using the TMP ammo for that medallion. I'm just hitting anything that's loaded right now at him. Finally, he went down. 3. Man, this is just a lot of decisions of what do I think I could survive more? Riot Shield guy or slow ass Plaga? And that happens. I don't think I get the treasure in this run. I still need to get that medallion on the other side of the courtyard, though. Perfect timing of that item check. Very careful. Oh, this is scary. I missed that flash. Or did I grab it? I think I missed it. Oh, yeah, I missed it. It's still there on the side. Having a hard time getting to it. Try not to miss that flash. By picking up that flash so you don't have to end up wasting another one. I think my time is about under an hour going into the courtyard. We finished the speedrun in under 2 hours, so that's pretty good. Or not speedrun, sorry, the S Plus run. I think the current record for the speedrun is already around the 50-minute mark. Or like 52 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. People are already breaking this game apart. I don't know if I'll speedrun this game. I want to get back into speedrunning Remake 1 and RE2. Maybe RE2 Remake as well. All of which I'll be doing on my Twitch. At Samulama Gaming. Still looking for thumbnails. This one was almost a thumbnail that I used. But the words were covering too much of the image. So there's treasure. Oh, wow! Punched me going as I was in the jump animation. It's weird like that sometimes. There's a treasure over here. It's a ruby. Not that valuable, but I'll take it. And then... yeah, that's the only really thing worth grabbing. Everything else just goes straight to the end of the chapter here. So treasure on the way right there. The solution for this puzzle is always the same. It's beetle, skull, lizard. Just like that. Get the butter free. Chapter's over. Now we'll be starting chapter 5, which means we should be getting that. This is about the time you should be getting the amount of spinels that you need. One thing I did not like about this is that there was not enough slots to make saves. There was not enough. There should always be infinite save slots in games. There should always be infinite save slots in games. We still gotta survive one of the trickier parts of the game, or of the DLC overall, in my opinion. Though I find it getting less tricky the more I play it, so I don't know if I'll stick to that statement, but it is kind of annoying just because of the Novistadors, or just an annoying enemy in general. Knife this guy. And we'll actually use the light here to kill the two enemies. Or at least one of them. If I'm lucky, I'll get both of them. Though, most of the time, the second one actually just walks into the fire. So, I take it. Here's the most important treasure, the most valuable one. Gives you 100k for selling it with different colored gems and glade into it. TMP at the ready. Maybe 3 enemies, 2 of which throw stuff at you. The other one's just an asshole. I think I've actually had to reset because of these guys. There's a treasure hanging above them too. Oh. Oh, that's highly unlucky. I don't know if that's consistent or not. If they're both be Plaga. And they're running after me too. Had just the right amount of ammo. So I am running low on ammo. If you're playing without the Chicago Sweeper, which this run is not meant for that, definitely want to keep crafting more ammo than I've been doing. Or also just don't miss as much as me because I suck. And this guide is meant to be so that anyone can get the S+ as conveniently as possible with the Chicago Sweeper. So I'm confused here as to why I'm not getting the spindles for the medallions. And I'm kind of freaking out because I only need a couple more spindles to get it. So there's a merchant request right here that I can do, but I have to survive a little bit longer without the item. Which isn't a problem for me, but I am wary about where these Novicidors are. And another one popped up right there, scaring the hell out of me. Scaring the hell out of me. Scaring me now just watching it. These guys are kind of unpredictable. It's like, you can telegraph their attack types, but sometimes they'll just grab you out of nowhere. But they go down pretty easy. A couple pistol shots. Let's blow this guy up. Save myself the stress. I still recommend having a sniper rifle and the that scope right there for the regenerators. Because the Chicago Sweeper isn't great for them. I learned that the hard way. So I do recommend at least having a sniper on you. You can sell your other weapons if you feel so inclined to. So to complete the request, now that we've drained the water, we have to go down here and go. We'll make sure everything's loaded first. The visitors are be coming through the water, and you have to shoot them at a specific spot to get them to pop out. I usually aim a little bit ahead of where they're going. I think it also counts for what gun you're using. That was terrifying. Flew right up on me like that. There's a treasure right there, but I don't think I risk it. Because we got saved for a little bit. So we need this fish. This is the one that we're going to sell to the merchant to get the last couple spindles. I have too much stuff in my inventory. Yeah, eat that snake. There we go. Perfect. So after that's done, we'll make our way back to the merchant. Get the last little bit of spindles that we need by selling the fish. Perfect. Can buy the ticket. And then storage. Put up whatever you don't need. Sniper is not useful right now. Don't need the TMP at all now that we have the sweeper. If you click auto select on the item, it should, or auto sort, it should sort it to where the item could fit in regardless. I learned that later. I still like to have the bow on me too, because it's pretty powerful. Gonna tune it up. But we don't have enough money, so we're gonna have to sell some junk. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough items to fully deck this out, but I do have enough to get the amount of money that I need. Perfect. I have enough to upgrade the power too, at least the one step. But just because we have this weapon does not mean we're invincible. It does give us quite an edge though. But don't be confused that this will automatically kill everything. It does help a lot. The fact that you don't even have to reload the weapon. The next section though is still pretty difficult even with the weapon. Be prepared for invisitors that come out from the water. There's one right there. Ah, it still smacked me. I'm screaming like I'm trying to warn myself from the past. Ended up going in a circle. It's a little confusing in this area. It's good to have a flash or a grenade going into this area if you can. I think I somewhat underestimate this area. We're at 1 hour and 6 also, so pretty damn good time. Considering we're at the end of the DLC already. So I'm just shredding away at these guys, hoping to get at least one of them out, hanging around the corner in case they decide to go swing at me. I don't actually know. Do they damage each other? It looks like it. So on professional, there are 2 of these guys compared to the 1 on the normal difficulties. That happens. And if I didn't heal, I would have died. Because even though I was smashing the evade button, it didn't work. Looks like we did manage to kill one of them. But see, the aim isn't really perfect on this gun. It's kind of all over the place. It is a lot of fun to have this weapon. But now that we've done that, we can move on to our next save right before the boss. Definitely recommend saving before this boss, because even with this weapon, still a pain in the ass. Doing S plus on this game, vanilla, isn't very difficult, I think. But I realize that the movement can be a little clunky for some people, and it's not easy to dodge and weave around. Ada definitely is a lot easier to dodge and move around enemies with than Leon is, that's for sure. But I figured I'd still go ahead and show this easier way of going about it. And to show that it still works also to do it this way. And you can still get the ranking if you're just interested in getting the achievement or whatever. The trophies. End-game achievements. Sold my sniper. Want to buy the Stingray. Oh, do I actually get the... I do get the rocket, don't I? I forgot that I got the rocket launcher on this one. Huh, alright. So with this boss, kind of just pick and choose which section you think is harder and use the rocket launcher for that one, whether it be the first section or the second section. I think that the second section is more annoying, so I choose to use the rocket launcher for that, because it's pretty straightforward in the first section. Just shoot him and dodge. And then the other one, he's just an annoying little worm. It takes forever for him to pop up, and then you gotta wait for the summons to Visitors. It sucks. I feel like the second section of this fight is making up for the lack of the, what was it, the Gravedigger? What was the giant worm in Resident Evil 3 original that they cut from Remake? That's kind of the vibes I got from fighting the second section of this boss. Because this part is just ripped straight out of the original, except that it was a Leon boss. With the exception of the annoying running through the cages thing that we had to do before this boss. I was never fond of this boss, and I was actually happy it was cut from the normal game. But playing through it with Ada without that annoying cages section is pretty nice. I don't really get the timing of the QTEs, and maybe you had to be more precise on X or professional. I don't know, but even when I press it, there's like a 70% chance that it works. You probably can't be doing any action at all when you press it, maybe? I'm not sure. The best weapon for this fight is actually the bow gun, because the bolts stun this enemy with every hit, and you can just kind of stun lock them until the second section. The typewriter obviously is not doing much, but it is infinite ammo, and it's shredding away a little bit at him, but he's still doing all of that. I was trying to see if I could shoot those things out of the air as he's spitting them at me, but it seems not very effective. Yeah, I actually got lucky. The melee was enough to push him down to the second section. So as soon as he pops up for the first time, rocket win. Works on every difficulty. The only difference is that the rocket costs more on the higher difficulties. The only thing I have left to do for the in-game achievements is collect all the weapons, which includes the infinite ammo rocket launcher, which means playing through a couple times to amass the amount of money that you need for that. And I still need to get S plus on standard difficulty, just because I haven't gotten around to it. I'll probably do that. Actually, I'm working on that right now. My present run that I'm doing. You don't have to shoot these guys. I don't know why I'm doing it. You can just run straight to the end of the section here. Chapter's not over yet. There's still a bit left in the actual chapter itself. Krauser. I would have loved to have been able to fight Krauser with Ada. That would have been a lot of fun. I don't know why I was trying to fall down there. I needed to use the grapple. This music reminds me of GTA 5. I'm getting ready to do a heist. Sure, Ada's probably done a few of those. So we gotta get through this gate before it closes back on us. Keep the weapon out to stun enemies that might be in your way. If you get grabbed once, you pretty much have to redo it, reopen it by going all the way back to the top. See, it was pretty tight timing there. But now we're back to the merchant. Do I make a save here? I do not. So, gonna clear these enemies out. Playing it kind of safe here because I don't want to have to do that boss fight again. I think I actually clear the room on this playthrough. Sure feels like it with the amount of time I'm taking here. Make sure you get these guys up here. 2 are crossbow enemies and 1 throws axes, so it's a lot of projectiles to worry about. That's why I'm kind of hugging the corner here. I'm pretty sure that enemy just clipped through the air. Another red herb. Did we pick that herb up? I guess we don't. Pretty sure these go down faster on the higher difficulties. Keep circling around, making sure there's no one else coming. I think I do get grabbed here. I guess I don't. There's the hidden Avistador behind. I think I chose to not get it because I don't need any more spindles in this playthrough anyway. Oh, that's a shame. Just mowing all these guys down. Playing it safe. Don't forget to use barrels when they're there. That actually got both of them. Nice. Oh, unlucky. Worth it to take all those guys out. Oh, no real threats right now. Not up until the next chapter. There's a couple enemies we'll shoot down, but no big deal. So enemy on the right here, and one that's now on our left that's going to be running. He always runs for a grab, always. Oh. Whoa. 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 Got us in a corner there. There's another enemy with a scythe. Thought it was a shield. And that's the end of the chapter. Now we're moving up to the island, the last act of the game. It can be pretty stressful even with the typewriter, but it's going to make it a lot easier. Well, let's go ahead and get through this last stretch and get that trophy. So I ignore these enemies, go straight for the ladder. Just going straight for the destination, ignoring these enemies. That guy's gonna follow us in here. Try to take him out now, but the door's closed on me. You can see his shadow, he's still following us. Pretty fast, too. I don't think any of the other enemies are following us into this room. So now we have to worry about the new enemies that pop up here. I know I saved at the start of the chapter, but personally I actually recommend waiting. Next time I play, I won't save there. I'll save to the typewriter that's coming up here in a minute. Make sure we kill these enemies on the lift. We can kill them before they even get up there. So that typewriter down there with the merchant is where I would make the I would make the chapter 6 save instead of at the start of the chapter. Just because this section's a little wonky. Got a couple flash grenades, you can get through it without even having to shoot anyone. I unfortunately only have one flash grenade. Oh, I'm going to buy a resource to make another one. So I'm going to use 2 flash grenades to get through this section. Seems like. Go ahead and kill this one. Just to give the other one time to get down the stairs. Make sure you check in your left too. He's making his way down the stairs now, so get ready. Gonna use the flash to get past him. Maybe I don't even need to. Yeah, no, I can just get around through without worrying about that. You did hit me once, though. That's unfortunate. Fun watching all those arrows twice bounce off the door. So, like I said, it's good to have the sniper for the regenerators. Use the biosensor scope. Do I get the other ornate beetle in this run? I'm not sure. There's one that's hidden inside of a regenerator. Entirely optional to fight it. But I'm not entirely sure if I choose to get it in this run. Yeah, so go ahead and take out these 3. Not really tough enemies. Looks like none of them are Plaga either. I guess this is the run where I get it. These guys are a pain on professional. They kind of just go through anything. But you can now see the Plaga when you rip into them glowing like that, so that's pretty nice. So there's an herb there, more rifle ammo. I would recommend not selling your rifle ammo and hanging on to it. Fortunately, I was selling a lot of stuff. Incredible. Oh, I still missed that. So I don't fully highly... I don't recommend using the typewriter because... I mean, it's shredding him, but he can still do that to you. And it takes a while to finally get the last couple to blow up. If anything, you can just run around these guys. Have enough herbs, and you can take a couple hits and keep going. You run right up to me like that. Glass is already broken, buddy. There's also a velvet blue in there. Ready for this guy. He's got the spider plug on his back. On lesser difficulties, it's easier to run just right around him, but on this one, he's more likely to grab you. I actually died here and had to do the whole chapter 6 from the beginning because I got too cocky trying to run around the spiked regenerator. So I got my scope out. I'm gonna play it safe this time. I'm gonna try to at least. Still get my ass kicked. Got kind of lucky here with the location of the Plaga. Try to parry that. That didn't work out too well. Taking my time here to try and make sure I don't waste any of my bullets. And hide behind the pillar because he's gonna shoot out those spikes. And he down. Probably see what the last of the rifle ammo for the little trolley will be taken. So coming up to our next save too in a little bit after the lift sequence. Again, good to have the rifle for this section. The typewriter is not very useful unless they're right next to you. It's not a great weapon for long distance. You could probably even, if you had the high-end scope, you could probably even hit those guys before going onto the lift. The ones that are already set out. They still have pretty low HP comparatively to other enemies, the ones on the lift. So yes, do not do that. Try to use the sniper. Try to keep calm. Focus your aim. Definitely make sure you get the rocket guy out. Now you can use the typewriter on these two. You're even close enough to use it on that guy. Pretty much any of the enemies at this point you can use the typewriter. Or Chicago Sweeper. Now make a save here. This is like the last real super dangerous part of the game. As you see, I had to reset here. I had to reset a couple times until I've figured out a couple strats. So speed through that little zoom in lens. I figured out a more optimal route for taking less damage here because the turrets are a little bit more accurate on this difficulty, and if you get hit a couple times, Ada will get stunned, leaving her open to get shot to death. Like that, right there, right there. Ah, that looks gnarly. Gonna do a little bit of combination of both fighting these enemies and running away from them. At 135, by the way, not bad. Got a whole hour to spare for getting the rest of this chapter and the last chapter. So I'm trying to clear this area out. Make sure I get the guy with the boom boom out too. Ugh. What an asshole. I got 2 flashes to use here. So these enemies, they can come around from all directions. So it's actually safer to kind of put yourself in this corner here. So the enemies come from one direction and you can just blast them all. I used to just use the flash and try to run around all of them, but I had died quite a bit from that. But as you can see, I got a pretty lucky haul here of several green herbs from these enemies. Quite nice. Now here I do use a flash. That guy was safe from it. And I want to save the other flash for my return trip, if I need it. Which looks like most likely I will. And the turret's also going to help take some of those guys out. Some of them will get through though, so don't rely too heavily on it. Now the turret here is kind of a pain. It usually kills me, but I found that shooting these boxes distracts the aim of the turret, which gives me the opportunity to hug the left side and make the run. So there's a neat little trick for you. And we're not gonna make our next save until the next chapter, but that's the most difficult part of this chapter. The rest is pretty easy. And I gave off a code last commentary, not realizing that it's actually, or forgetting the fact that it's random. It changes, so you have to use the iris. You can't just predict it. There might be a set number of different codes. Maybe somebody will have them all written down. But it's probably just faster to wait that extra 2 seconds for the iris to pop up. So even on this difficulty, this enemy is still slow, still easy to get around. You can essentially just play this like you would any difficulty. Yeah, not much to this. It's just pretty linear. So the first laser you can actually run right through. This one you gotta crouch and wait for the line to go up. And the rest you can just run through and press circle for the QTE. Now thinking about it now, that would have been a great thumbnail. Her going through the lasers with the chicken hat on. Last chapter. And we have 2 more saves that we can make. I'm essentially saving at our first merchant, I believe I make my first save on this chapter. Yes, and then the last save will be at the final run to get the rocket launcher.
Welcome.
Yeah, way too much shit. I would say we don't even need the bolt gun anymore. Oh wait, yes we do. We do need it. Really, I could have just bought the rocket launcher later. I don't need the handgun at all. I could have put the bolt gun up after this section, really. But I guess I wanted to get it now and not worry about the merchant later. So I had to do a couple resets on this one to find the safest route. Basically clear this room out first. 3 enemies inside, and then one's gonna pop out from the other room. I guess one of them is bound to be a plaga. Really don't need that. I guess I want to make a flash. That's what I'm thinking. Can never go wrong with having flash grenades on you. So I use the barrel to take those archers out. Unfortunately, I shot it too early. And with these shield guys, aim for their legs, because you can't break through their shield. So just shredding all of these enemies right now to avoid an issue later. A flash here, and then just pelt through these enemies. Alternatively, you can also bait these guys out, run a little circle around this area, and then run back into the lift and try to dodge the burning arrows. But now we're coming up to the final boss. Got one last little run here. You can, you kill this enemy, you can actually sell his beret to the merchant. Again, aim for those guys' legs with the shields. And hightail it right to the elevator. There's a merchant to our right before going into this area. This is where you would want to buy the rocket launcher. Not as early as I did for whatever reason. And now I'm just selling whatever I have that I don't need so I can upgrade my weapon. Again, not really a necessity at this point. We're just going to use the rocket launcher. You would want to have some rifle ammo on you though. Take out these two Invisitors. So here's our last save. I had to reset it a couple times. I found actually the biggest problem on this difficulty were the guys with the rocket launchers. They kept blowing me up. So gonna be extra careful with those guys this go around. Use the sniper. Fortunately, I don't have the super scope, nor is this really upgraded very well. So it's gonna take more hits than usual to kill these guys. If you have the extra money, I would actually recommend upgrading the sniper instead of the Chicago sweeper. And be sure to take out rocket launcher guy. Apparently, that was close enough to hit that wall, I guess. So enemies start here. I choose to go the right way, stun this enemy. Stun this enemy. I got really unlucky with timing there. The arrow hit me. Highly unfortunate. We'll get our revenge though. Pop this guy. Don't forget to hit the bomb there. Pop this guy here on the stairs. This guy's got a bomb. Watch out for that. Throw a flash here for this big boy. Hopefully that'll be enough time to get the door open. We should get to the right. Do some rocket launchers up here, and they're still chasing you. Keep that in mind. So take these out as fast as you can. And go up the ladder. Now we're on the last stretch. I usually like to have a flash here, but first I want to take out the rocket launcher. Lucky you got a headshot. Or crit, I should say. Some Invisitors are going to fly up. Unfortunately, I used my flash a little early, I think. Yeah, I used it a little too early. Use my flash, because I'm not even sure how many there are here, but there's enough to be annoying. 2 bolts should be enough to take that down. Wait for the prompt. Use the type Chicago sweeper to take these guys out. Always aim for the one who's held their aim on you the longest first. So they're most likely to fire. Quite a bit of healing items here, so that's generous. No Invisitors though, so this is actually pretty easy. Just take these bolts. You could even use a grenade or a bolt, whatever, to blow these guys up. Watch out for that though. And that. spam that inventory button so they don't get an extra hit on you with that 1 HP. But congratulations, you got S+. No more enemies at this point. I hope this guide helped you guys out in getting your achievements. Good luck on your runs and take care.